Okay, today we're gonna roast a batch of Dominirogue Naturals. So this is what we call 18B. This has a little bit of rejects in there, but this is usually a good medium to dark roast. It's got a great aroma. So we're gonna roast that today on the YS15, the Yoshan roaster, and we're gonna do a batch for you to see. Hey everybody, my name is Casey Burnett. I'm with Bukidnon Coffee Exchange here in Valencia City, Philippines. And we're gonna walk you through how to roast a batch of coffee. Today I have our trusty Yoshan YS15, and we wanna show people how to use that equipment, especially for our friends all over the world who are interested in using this same roaster. There's a couple things you're gonna need to do before you start your batch. The first thing you need to do is you need to check your ashtray. All right, so this is where you have chaff, you have small beans, they fall from the drum and they fall in this ashtray. So you have to check this throughout the batch, and you have to check this before you start to make sure this is empty. The second thing you're gonna do is behind the roaster, this is your afterburner, and you're gonna check the chaff collector in the bottom. You're gonna open that up and you're gonna check to make sure it's clean and not any chaff. You need to do this if you're roasting for a whole day. You need to do it at least once a day or every few batches, because depending on the grade of coffee you have going in, you need to make sure that there's no trash in that chaff collector. You need to check and make sure that your gas tank has enough fuel in the tank to do the load. You don't want to run out of gas in the middle of the load. When I first started, I had no real experience in roasting on this equipment, so I called my friends at Yoshan Roasters. CC was great to work with. They had an engineering team that was very good, and I asked them to give me startup instructions. So I'm gonna tell you the same instructions they told me. All right, the first thing you're gonna do is turn the hot air on. You're gonna turn it on to 25%. You're then gonna turn your drum on. Once you turn the drum on, you can control the speed. To get it started, you're gonna go ahead and turn the drum speed up to 85%. Once you do that, then you're gonna turn on the heat. You're gonna turn the gas on at the tank. You're gonna turn the gas knob on the equipment. You're gonna go up to 1 kPa. All right, after that, you can press the heat button. You're gonna hear it fire off. You're gonna see the flames right here. This is the looking glass, so you should be able to see the flames in the bottom. You can watch the temperature on the display of your equipment, and you're gonna preheat the drum up to 199 degrees Celsius before you drop in the batch. This is the YS15, so that means I can handle 15 kilos of green coffee beans. Okay, so I can put the green coffee beans in here, and then once I get it hot enough, I can drop it in the roaster. The temperature drops, I watch that here on the screen, and then I wait till the temperature gets up to usually around 204 to 206 for light roast, 215 for medium roast, about 224, 226 for dark roast. And then once it's ready, I turn on my cooling, I turn on my blower, and the blower pulls air down. So you wanna cool those beans off once you get them hot, and once you got them to the temperature and the crack that you want, and you drop them in here with the air on and the mixer. You turn on the cooling and the mixing at the same time before you drop the beans in. You drop those in, and it's gonna spin the beans, it's gonna cool the beans, and once you have them cool down to where they're cool enough to touch, then you can unload the batch into a bag or bucket or however you store your roasted coffee. All right, so we finished our first batch today with the Dominirogue that we roasted, the Dominirogue Arabica. Now that we're done with the batch, the first thing you do, as soon as you drop that coffee, is you turn the heat off. You don't need any more heat. You don't want to overheat it. So we turn the heat off, and then we can increase our airflow to help cool it down. We can drop our drum speed, and we're gonna wait until the temperature is below 100 degrees Celsius before we turn it off. Another couple things to know that I'm gonna add. If ever there's an emergency and you press the emergency stop button, the way to disengage the emergency stop is to twist the button. That's a handy little tip that I learned the hard way one time. That's the roasting process in a nutshell. If you got any questions, contact the roaster manufacturer at Yoshan Roasters. They've been easy to work with. We've really enjoyed this equipment. It's worked very well for us. They've got good technical service. If you got any questions, shoot us an email or shoot us a message on the channel. We love to hear from you. Thank you.